Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the VR Link. How you all doing? This is your weekly VR Sunday chat show that gives you and us a chance to discuss some of the latest virtual reality news goings on in one almighty chunk. You can also listen again to the VR Link on Spotify and Anchor as a podcast. I would like to thank the amazing patrons and channel members whose names are listed below. And if you're looking for ways to show support, please check out the links in the description. And while you're there, please join the community Discord, which is full of positive VR enthusiasts, various channels, and other headsets. You can always leave us questions and ideas or conversation points for next week's show. So allow me to introduce Nat from 7 Degrees of Gaming.
Hi guys.
Lincoln Clay from Lincoln Clay 670.
Hey, you guys know who it is? It is the godfather of VR, the ageless wonder, the most exciting man to play pistol whip.
And myself, GT, from this channel. So how you doing, guys? You all right? How is everyone? How
Good.
are you all?
I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, good stuff. Good. How's everyone in the chat? Thank you for joining us. If anyone is asking, yeah, I do feel not great, but this week's been a fantastic week for VR. And you know, we all want to share stuff with you. Big shout out to Salsa. He's still not well at the moment, so but he said, I think he said he'd be back next week. Nat, didn't he? In the chat, did he say?
He was hoping that he was going to be back next week.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, thank you. Hopefully the stream's okay. It started out a bit yellowy and orangey, and now it's going to yellowy greeny. So let's hope that's okay. It seemed alright a minute ago. Who have we got in the chat already? Let's have a look. We got Robin Kester, the VR Mang, Robert Dodge. Thank you. Oh, yeah, we played Acron at 1 o'clock in the morning. That is true. VR Bug, Honosuri Dark. How's it going, everyone? TGK, nice. Hello, Mick. DJ, Lord Necton. Hello, Anne. How are you? Oh, what's Anne said to you, Lincoln? She's wrote you a comment, I think.
What's that?
Anne, she's wrote you a comment, I think. Oh, I've lost it.
She has.
Oh, a few weeks ago, AC now. Nothing about temperature as far as the hat goes. I just decided to wear a different hat.
He's just woke up, and I think he wants to feel comfy.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I did just wake up.
I'm so jealous, man. I'm so jealous. I really want to go.
The way I'm feeling right now, that might not have been a good thing because I mean, my body was just getting relaxed, and something woke me up, and I saw 3 missed calls from Skype.
Yeah, man. I didn't realise I had Kaz and Shari. I had Reggie Strange still on the bloody phone. Reggie picked up. He went, hello? And I was like, hello? I thought, what's he doing here? JD Max, Christopher Hart. Hono, how's it going?
Hold on, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Hono said he wanted to pop on this week.
JD Max, on a story, what's up? Saying I got a bad haircut. No, there's my ugly nugget right there.
That's not ugly. Right, guys. Something that I see today on Twitter is quite funny. Anyone who's a backer of a game called Lo-Fi, which is like a cyberpunk game. Excuse my English today, okay? If my words don't come out right, just excuse me this week. I'm sure I'll be back to normal soon. Yeah, so Blair Reynard, I think his name is that as you pronounce it, of Lo-Fi. He's, I'm sure all of you saw the Tesla truck, like the Cybertruck, and he made this little video on it. It's quite funny. And if you don't know what that game is, man, you need to sort yourself out because it looks absolutely fantastic. I have had it on a channel. We've done like a demo walk around of it, and yeah, the Cybertruck, it looks absolutely fantastic. So let's dive into. Let's go over what everyone's been playing this week. That's what we're supposed to do at this point. We'll start with Nat. What have you been up to, man, this week? And let us know in the chat, please, what you've been playing.
Yeah, to be honest, I've only played one game, but not through my lack of trying. So the one game I have played is Vader Immortal Episode 3. Very good ending for a trilogy. I did enjoy it. I did try and play Espire 1, but I kind of had things conspire against me. So obviously the game came out Friday. I got home on Friday and was like, right, I'm going to play Espire 1 straight away, and then put my Quest headset on and forgot that I hadn't charged it. So I had 5% battery. It was like, oh, okay, I ain't playing that then. Yeah. Went to play Doctor Who, and then hadn't realised I hadn't charged my Move controllers.
Oh.
And it was just like, okay, so I'm not playing anything tonight. And then, as you can most probably tell with my, because I'm using the Kinect 2.0 camera now, which is why I'm a little bit clearer, so I do apologise for the horror to everyone. But the mess that you can see behind me is I'm having to move my room around because my intention is to buy a PC desktop this Black Friday, and I needed to bring my my PC desktop desk back into my room rather than using it as a laundry hamper, if you will. Yeah, so I'm still kind of working on the room at the moment. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. But next week I will be playing Doctor Who. I will be playing Espire. I will be playing Golem again, which we'll obviously get into. But the only VR game, in fact, the only game I've played this week is Vader Immortal.
Nice. What about you then, Lincoln? What have you been up to?
Before I get into what I've been up to, I do want to say to 7 Degrees, I think once you get that gaming PC, it's going to open up a totally different world. You're gonna have way more games than you have time for. That's certain.
Oh, tell me about it.
But as far as what I've been up to this week, I haven't done that much because I'm still working a lot of hours. I'm still on overtime, working 10-hour shifts. I did play a little bit of Pistol Whip so I could get my exercise in for the week. I took a look at Vader Immortal for a few minutes, as well as Espire 1, but they were more for comparison purposes. I want to compare the Quest version and the Rift S version of both of those games, and I'd say that the Quest version of both of those games, I'm impressed.
Yeah. I mean, we can just break straight into that if you want. Instead of going, well, I can quickly just go through what I've played, which is quite a lot, probably. It's, it's like, what have I played since last week's show? Because he's going to go into other discussions anyway. What did I play? So the Oculus Quest Link come out the day after the show we made about it. With Kaz, she was on from Kaz and Sherry. Thank you for joining us. And we are going to talk about that, the experience of that. Contagion VR on PlayStation VR. Then I checked out Aspire 1 on PC VR. And then I checked out Vader Immortal on the Oculus Quest. And then I checked out Aspire 1 on the Oculus Quest. So, yeah, let's go into thoughts. Did you say you played a Vader Immortal, Lincoln, or not?
Just long enough to take a look at it because I was a little bit alarmed by the difference in the file size between the Rift and the Quest. So I popped it in long enough to, you know, make comparisons because I thought that the Quest version probably wasn't going to look that good because of how much smaller the file was than the Rift file.
Yeah. I can see that, man, definitely, because that's what you're assuming texture, details, and quality is coming from. The more data, the more there is going to be of that stuff. So, yeah, so let's just break that. Let's go into Vader Immortal 3 quickly. Nat, I'll let you go in on this one, because obviously that was your game of the week pretty much, wasn't it, really, what you played?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I didn't really play on it was the dojo. I will get back to that eventually. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a satisfying conclusion in terms of the story. I thought it was an interesting story. It was cool finally to have stormtroopers to go up against.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's fun as hell throwing stormtroopers around with the Force. Just like, just flying around. So I was laughing my ass off while I was doing that. So I really enjoyed it. Obviously, it's not that long. It's they were correct. It is longer than episode 2. I would say it's about the same length as episode 1. Um,
And where would you
but
put them in your like in the series? How did you compare them? How did you like them?
I would say episode 1 initially, but I think that's because that was the first, hit where you got Vader in front of you.
Yeah.
So that bit where you've got Vader in front of you in episode 3, even though you're fighting him with a lightsaber, didn't have that initial punch that you did in episode 1. So I would say episode 1 just slightly behind that episode 3, and then episode 2 just because of its brevity. It was a pretty short. One other really cool thing that I thought was awesome is anyone that is buying an Oculus Quest from literally when that came out, November 21st, up till January 31st next year, they will actually get Vader Immortal episode 1, 2, and 3 for free.
Yeah.
Oculus are going to throw it in, so that's a really cool. I think they're a good showcase. It's people know what Star Wars is, and while it's not going to be my number one game or anything, and I'm going to lump all 3 episodes together, it's going to be high up on my VR top 10.
I just want to say, man, like I had comments after last week's show saying you called it. That basically you said on the other week's show that there won't be a price drop, but they will bring out a bundle of some sort and possibly Star Wars. So yeah, man, you was bang on the money there, mate.
Yeah, there was no way that they were going to drop the price of the Oculus Quest. It's selling in gangbusters. They don't really need to do it. Added to the fact they can't actually, they're not making enough of them. Every time they make them, they're selling them. So there was, I just didn't see a price drop, even though it is Black Friday. But that, you don't get a price drop on everything on Black Friday. But yeah, like I say, I really enjoyed Vader Immortal. I thought it looked really good. Like I say, it was really enjoyable. Obviously, I can't go into some of my favourite scenes because that would be spoilerific for people that haven't played it. But there were certain sequences in that in episode 3 that were really fun and really enjoyed. I mean, me sort of saying that you can throw stormtroopers around, I don't think really is spoilerific. But yeah, like I say, I really enjoyed it. But I'm kind of looking at them as a whole now. Episode 1, 2, and 3 as a single things.
How much would it be? What are they? $7.99 an episode? Is it?
$7.99. So it'd be £25 for all 3 episodes, which isn't too bad. I mean, if you kind of look at,
I think it's really good, actually.
Yeah, if you kind of look at Batman Arkham VR, it had that moment like the Batman Arkham VR. It's when you put on the cowl and then when you descend into the Batcave.
Yeah.
That moment, for if you're a Batman fan, is worth every penny of the $15.99 if it's just that little bit. If you're a Star Wars fan, then that moment when you're in front of Vader, where he's in front of you and he's breathing and it's the James Earl Jones voice and everything. I don't know if it actually was James Earl Jones. If it wasn't, it was a guy who could replicate him pretty well.
I would have to say it's probably somebody else because I'm not even sure if James Earl Jones is even still alive because he's older. He's older than
dead,
me,
isn't he? Is he dead?
No, he's alive.
I mean, he's got to be.
Lincoln,
he's got to be.
I know you're 50, but you're not like nearly dead. You always talk about it like, oh, I'm 50. That's really old. Like, mate, I don't.
But James Earl Jones, if I had to make a rough guess, he's probably got to be, maybe in his late 70s, early 80s by now.
No, he's early 80s at least.
Oh, nice, man, nice. So Lincoln, you got to check out Vader Immortal as well, and you said did you play it on PC VR and Quest?
Yeah, I did not play episode 3 because I did not play episode 2. My intentions were to get all 3 episodes and then play it all out as one game.
Nice.
Because I played the first episode and then I'm like, okay, when's the next episode? So I didn't want to feel like that again. So when the second episode came up, I made it a point not to play it until I get the rest of them and then just play it as one game.
Yeah.
But the file size, the Quest size, the file was a little over 3 gigs and the Rift, that file was almost 12 gigs. That's like a 9 gig difference in file size. So I didn't really think the Quest version was going to look like trash because I saw what the first and second ones looked like, just monkeying around in the dojo. So I had an idea of what it would look like, but I went back and forth with both headsets a couple of times. And the only thing I really noticed was that the Rift version was the edges were a little bit sharper and there was more color. At the beginning of episode 3, there's some dead beast laying on the ground. And the Rift version, it's got red and green patches all over its arms. Those green patches are missing on the Quest version. So that's pretty much it with the Rift, the Quest version. Softer edges and probably not as much color as the Rift. But as far as graphics goes, it's pretty doggone close. So Vader Immortal, that's going to be a game. I'll probably end up playing it on the Quest because of the freedom and the convenience of it.
Yeah, man. Like, honestly, I think Espire 1 and Vader Immortal. And just wait, Vader Immortal actually saved me. I think it was about 4 in the morning. I started doing the dojo, and I still think that is worth the price alone. To have a lightsaber, to have dual lightsabers, to be like using your lightsabers and using the Force to grab blasters. Do you know what I mean? And you're shooting, you're deflecting, and the dual wielding. Man, honestly, it was exhilarating. I went from like so tired to suddenly, full of energy again. And yeah, I think they're absolutely brilliant, and I think the graphical showcase the Quest is doing recently is brilliant. Like, Aspire 1 surprised me the most, actually, I think, out of any game, because I'd played the PC one first, and then got in Aspire 1. I was thinking, like, I guess you put your expectations down. I think you should always put your expectations down between PC and all that. Do you know what I mean? And but yeah, I looked around. I was like, no way. Like, how did they do that again? Do you know what I mean? It's very clever. And yeah, so rolling on into Aspire 1 then, let's talk about thoughts on the game. And obviously we can quickly touch on the fact that the PlayStation VR version is awaiting a patch that's coming, because I think there's no way to turn off the theatre mode, which is what you need to do, because I've had a few comments on that the comfort options aren't straightforward. If you just turn off theatre mode, then that's it. There'll be no blinders or nothing. You still have to put smooth turn on. But yeah, theatre mode was their idea of putting you in a virtual area, like a box, as a real person, and you're controlling the robot from that box, and it's supposed to make you permanently remember that's where you are. You're in that box, and you're controlling the robot elsewhere, and that's to stop the sickness thing. But yeah, so that's supposed to be coming soon. What did you think of it, guys? What did you think of Aspire 1?
Well, I'll let Lincoln go because I've only played about 30 minutes of it.
Yeah.
That's about how long I played of it, so I was going to give you the honor to go first.
Fair enough. I really enjoyed it then. The half hour that I spent, I'm not going to place it in like, oh, it's going to hit top 10 and stuff, because I really want to play quite a bit more of it. Yeah. I want to see what environments it's got. But I did enjoy it. One thing I did, it was a nitpick to me, is when you're setting it up and it said, oh, you can be sitting and seated or standing. It was like, oh, I'll go for sitting because I'm a lazy bugger. And it didn't really work for the sitting. I realised that rather quickly. It's like, oh no, I'm going to have to stand. Oh dear. Fat ass me is going to have to stand. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Once I got going, but I encountered an issue with OBS, which I didn't realise. I was playing it for like half an hour, and I noticed that OBS had just completely crashed and froze, even though it was still broadcasting, so people could hear me. And then when I checked the video, it was like it had done it after 3 minutes. So I was like, oh dear, that's the thing. And then, as I said, I'm kind of sorting my room out. So because I didn't charge up my Quest, and that's obviously on me on the Friday. I had like a small window on Saturday to play it, or play a bit of it. But yeah, what I played, I really enjoyed. I didn't know about the theatre mode thing. I saw the blinders, and it was just like, oh, I guess that's what you're going to have. I just kind of figured that. I think they wanted to definitely 100% get it out by Christmas. I think that's why you got the issues on the PlayStation VR version, and you got some issues with PC and Quest versions.
I've heard it wasn't them who developed or done part of the development on the PlayStation VR. So it was a third party of some sort. So, maybe that's a contributing factor to what has happened.
I agree with you on the graphics. They're stunning.
But that makes me wonder about where their priorities are now as a developer. Like, I mean, because at the end of the day, if you're putting out 3 versions of a game, you're going to want to look after those babies. And it makes me wonder why the PlayStation VR was the baby. They went, yeah, all right, you can deal with that. It makes me wonder. Do you know what I mean? Like, is that sort of where things are going? Because obviously, I keep reading and seeing things about PlayStation VR and people wondering, is it slowing down? Are things slowing down over there? I don't know, but it just made me wonder that why has that happened anyway? Why didn't they
Well,
just?
I mean, we'll get. I mean, I'll have something to say when we get into the Half-Life discussion concerning PlayStation VR. But I think now PlayStation VR, it's not that it's in trouble, but it's starting to slowly move that way. That they're gonna get left behind. But like I say, I'll get more into that on Half-Life anyway. I want to hear what Lincoln thought of Espire one.
Well, when we get into the situation with the PlayStation VR, I definitely want to give my thoughts on that. But as far as Aspire One goes, again, this was another game where the difference in the file size I found that alarming. The Quest file was 2.4 gigs, and the Rift version was almost 18 gigs. That is a huge difference in file size.
Yeah.
So I thought the Quest version was going to look like trash. I decided to try the Quest version first because I think it's easier when you want to do comparisons, I think it's easier to do it on the Quest first and then go to the Rift, because I think it'll be easier to notice what was added, where if you go the other way around and try the Rift first and then Quest, you got to look for what was subtracted. So I think so. I tried the Quest first, and I have to say I was impressed. It looked pretty good. It played pretty good. Now there was a moment where my Quest froze for a second, and I had to restart it. But other than that, the game played pretty good.
Yeah.
The voice commands worked. It was pretty fun walking up behind one of the soldiers. I told him to freeze. He put his hands up, dropped his gun, and said, "Don't hurt me." And I cracked him in the back of the head, knocked him out. But I think I didn't drag his body off the floor. I don't know if he was supposed to do that or not. And I think that alerted some other guards. But I was definitely impressed with the Quest version more than anything.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to get my hands on the PlayStation version. I really like. I had a few comments, people wanting me to play it because I played the other two. Sometimes I don't play that. I mean, that's the thing. I love my Rift S and I love PCVR, but the Quest has got that freedom factor, and there's no two ways about it. Even though you've got the comfortability issue and all that stuff, and that's where it puts. That's why in the link, hopefully my brain works. That's why when we talk about Oculus Link, I still don't recommend it for PCVR over the Rift S. But if you're talking about an untethered headset, like I would rather play a game on the Quest in a way because I can play it anywhere, and I haven't got to worry about anything. I don't worry about cables or it's just there is that freedom that it's amazing, isn't it? Things like that. It's really really good.
Yeah, and not only that, with the Oculus Quest, after playing Aspire One, it kind of changed my view on how I'm going to go about purchasing games, because I think games that cost like $20, I might opt for buying them from the Oculus store if they're cross-buy, because I'm starting to see that the Quest version isn't that far off from the Rift version. So that gives me it gives me the convenience and the freedom. And in the case of this Aspire One, it is cross-buy, and it came with a free copy of Killing Floor. Even though I already have it on the PlayStation VR, the word free is a price you can't beat. So I definitely had to jump on that. But I think Aspire One, truth be told, I feel like I'm going to finish this game on the Quest. I feel like the only times that I might play it on the Rift S is whenever I need to do a live stream on Twitch or something. But it's a good looking game, and it's such a convenience. The roll out of bed and grab that Quest that's sitting on the table right next to me. Throw it on while I'm still sitting on the bed and play it. I'm really starting to enjoy that, the convenience and the freedom of the Quest.
Yeah, and I'm just seeing in the chat people are talking about PSVR. Like people have got mixed feelings. My feelings personally on the PlayStation VR is I used it a lot yesterday in my mental health awareness charity thing, because there's a lot of games in there I love, and there's a community on there that I love. Do you know what I mean? So that's
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people sort of saying, "Oh, PSVR dead."
it's not
PSVR is
dead.
not dead.
No,
It's
man.
nowhere near dead. There are issues with it, and they're going to become more problematic as time goes on. But that's the same with any technology.
But
But
look
it's
at
not dead.
Sniper Elite, Iron
Yeah.
Man. A sniper, and I liked Iron Man. Don't get me wrong, but Sniper Elite shocked me, and I'm sure when everyone gets on that, they'll be like, "Wow." Do you know what I mean? I think it takes a special developer, like playing Astrobot yesterday. Looks fantastic. Looks as good as anything I've seen on PCVR. So there is when the sources are there, I guess the money, the funding, whatever it is there on a PSVR game. That headset is fantastic. It's just let down by more so the move controllers more than anything. And that's what's dead on that unit. It's not the headset. It's not even the PlayStation, because even No Man's Sky runs on it. I know it looks a bit blurry, but it runs on it pretty well. I enjoy playing it on there. It's the move controllers, dude, that hold it back. So
100%.
yeah, that's where I'm thinking. As for me, Aspire 1, I really enjoyed it. I did come across some bugs later on in gameplay. But I'm pretty sure when you're casting and stuff, it puts a bit more of a toll on the system. I imagine when they are running these games on the Quest, they're pushing it all the time. Do you know what I mean? To make it look that way, Vader Immortal especially, I just forgot I was even in the Quest. Like it doesn't, it's just an amazing VR headset. To be fair, that's what it feels like. And yeah, so when you're casting, I think some things happen. You get a bit of slowdown sometimes. I then played the same section without casting, didn't notice the same little bit of slowdown that I noticed in certain areas. So that was interesting. Come across a few bugs, but hopefully now it's out of pen. People have got it. They've seen the interest in it. They will be doing updates, you know what I mean, quality of life fixes and all that stuff will be coming, I've got no doubt.
Well, the quest is remarkable. I mean, I had somebody comment on my pistol whip trailer, and they were like, "Well, it's got a lot of jaggies and stuff." And all I was thinking was, how have you got time to worry about jaggies
What's got
on
jaggers?
pistol whip? They was going that the pistol whip is more jaggy on the Oculus Quest, and I was just like, "Well, I
It
haven't
is.
seen it.
I
No.
didn't
I
notice
haven't
a
got a thing." But
difference.
I was like,
I
how can you even notice that? I'm so
Mm,
involved in the game and worried about everything else. If
yeah.
you're worried about jaggies, you're playing that game wrong. So, in
he's
my opinion.
the person might be pausing the game and looking at the image or something. I don't notice the difference between the Rift and the Quest version, and because of that, when I play the game, I opt to play the game on the Quest, because when you're playing the game on the Rift S, you are conscious of that cord hanging from your back while you're moving around. And so
Mate.
I get worried that I'm going to step on that cord or rip the cord out of the headset or something like that. So because of that, I opt to play pistol whip from the Quest. And I'm even debating about, I don't want to spend the money, but I'm debating about buying Beat Saber for the Quest.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean Beat Saber is just as good as you'd expect, and not only that, it's probably good to get it ready for the 360 mode that's
Yeah.
due to be incoming, and I think we're all in agreement maybe that it's going to be hitting before Christmas. What do you reckon?
Well, Beat Saber, yeah.
Beat Saber
I'd like to
360.
think. You
Yeah.
know what the Oculus Quest has done to me? It like made my imagination run wild of just how good the Oculus Quest 2 is going to look. Because with the
Yeah.
success of the Oculus Quest right now, we have to know that there's going to be a next generation headset, coming in a few years or something like that. And I can only imagine how good it's going to look.
Yeah, man. Where was I going? I was going to say something about. Oh yeah, my things on Pistol Whip. Yeah, like I actually think Pistol Whip does look a lot better on P. Not a lot. Right, don't say that. I noticed the downgrade going into the Quest personally.
Mm.
But as we've always said, you give it a minute. It's all about gameplay, and yeah, you just
You
forget
forget
about
it.
it. Yeah, you're back to being immersed in the game, and away you go. So next up, I checked out Contagion VR on the PSVR. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's ready. It feels
Well,
like,
even though that's almost a year after it was meant to come out, isn't
man, I picked up a gun and it was blue and red.
it?
It looked like a bloody water pistol, and I was like,
It thought it was Halo, man.
I'd like the developer in the chat, and I was like, what's this about? And then I don't know. It just feels quite. I hate this word, like janky. If that comes across quite well, there's
No,
there's definitely a bit of a lack of quality going on, and unfortunately, I can't recommend it over Arizona. That's for sure. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe 2 years ago it would have done all right, but I don't know. When I was playing it, and funny enough, I still sort of had fun with it. It was okay. Like, still sort of enjoyed it, but there were certain times where like I was like, what the hell is going on with this? This feels like an alpha or a beta or something. It didn't feel
Is it
like
a single player game?
Yeah, I'm sure they said they want co-op or multiplayer coming. That's what they want to add eventually. Do you know what I mean? It's not. They basically said it's not just out there and done. You know, they're going to be doing stuff to it, and that's cool. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure whether you should be asking money for something that to me was actually very, very unfinished in some ways, especially with the quality control on there. I don't really know how that stuff is happening in some ways. So yeah, that if you want my advice on that one, leave it a little while, keep an eye on your favourite influencers, whatever, and see if there's any updates and stuff, and see how it goes. Next
Is
up,
this a PlayStation? Is Contagion a PlayStation exclusive?
No. Contagion was on PCVR a long time ago, and it actually plays pretty well, and it's a very high quality game.
Okay.
No, you not heard of that?
Hot Rocks, thanks for the subscription.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, have you not heard of that, mate? Contagion? No.
Well, I knew about the game, but it seemed like every time I heard about the game, it was always, promoted on the PlayStation VR format. So no, I guess I wasn't really paying attention that the game was on PC.
Yeah, it came out a long time ago, man. And I'll tell you what, it was one of those games. I think it was early enough that it looked really good. You know, it was it looked very promising, and I played it, and it was quite cool. And they sort of dribbed and drabbed it. Do you know what I mean? Bits and bobs, added content and stuff, and I think they still are. So yeah, I had high hopes on the PlayStation VR, but ultimately when I looked back on it afterwards and started going through my own video, I was a bit like, I don't know, man, this isn't looking quite as good. So, do you know what? I'm really sorry, guys. I should be rolling videos with this in the background just to keep things visually a bit more appealing instead of just looking at all of us. The Underpresents. How is everyone finding the Underpresents? Have they checked it out or anything?
I have not.
No? So I'll quickly just run over my gameplay with it. Very peculiar. Very peculiar. It's like I really like the art style in it. It was just really weird. Like it was, and once again, I think it goes back to it's a virtuality experience. I've never had certain experiences. Certain things happened in this that I haven't, to memory, had. I love the teleportation system, which is the first time I think I've ever said those words, that I love teleportation, because when you instead of just like pointing forward and moving that way, you seem to grab the image of the world and it bends, like as if you're looking at it through like a curved mirror, and then it warps you forward. And it was really cool. I thought it was really good. I loved that. It's a very good seller of virtuality, actually. I liked it, but I didn't really get some of the stories and stuff. I think, bear in mind, I was probably a bit tired and stuff, but it definitely got my brain thinking, what the hell is going on? And I wanted to explore more. And there was, what's that game where you had to video yourself and then you like to work out puzzles? Was it Transpose? Anyone remember that?
Not
Transpose?
sure.
They're like, I'm sure it's Transposed or Transposed or Transpose. It was kind of like that. I went into a room and for example, there's a bit where you've got to wind something. I didn't know why I was winding it. I was just, I'll wind this, see what happens. And then this thing happened, and then it finished. And then the next time I started it was myself again. I was like, well, I didn't know it was me. I thought it was a multiplayer. I thought I ultimately checked to like a multiplayer lobby. And there's another person. I'm like, hello, like a donut. I'm waving at them, trying to talk to them. And someone said to me in the chat, and I was like, GT, that's you. I was like, oh. So, and yeah, so I had to do something for my other self. I had to do something so then my next self could then progress while my other self done the other thing. It was very cool. And then it went on to this boat thing, and to be honest, it was so weird. It really was. But definitely check it out. You got that refund policy. I think it's one you should check out.
I'm definitely buying it at some point. The only reason I didn't is say a kind of it looked like Espire 1 was coming out. Definitely Vader Immortal was coming out. I had Doctor Who. It was just a case of okay, I don't know when I'm going to be able to fit it in. That was my big issue. But I mean, one of the reasons I got into VR is exactly what you just said, GT. I want new experiences. I want to experience something that I've never experienced before. So yeah, I will definitely buy it because yes, it looks weird, and I look weird. So I think would be a match made in heaven.
When it comes to VR, the more photorealistic the game looks, the more I'm interested in it. That's not to say that I'm not interested in this game. What I will say about this game is that it came along at a bad time because games are spitting out a mile a minute this month.
Oh man, there's so many. There's so many, especially if you want to enjoy them, like have quality time with them. It's tough. And yeah, I can see that art style will put people off. Do you know what I mean? Because some people see it as cartoony, so it's not realistic. Therefore, it's not for them. It's no different to a film or a TV series. I know some people who don't like anime. They're like, why don't you like anime? Well, it's cartoons. It's like, well, I know what you mean. Rick and Morty. I was telling people at work about it, and they were like, it's a cartoon, dude. And I'm like, no, I know it is, but it's an art style. It's a media form. Do you know what I mean? It's a media format. It's a way of telling a story. But yeah, I can see what you're saying, dude. Absolutely. That leads us up to now. I think we've covered some. Let's just go through the chat quickly before we progress any more. How are we doing? How is everyone? You all good? Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
There's a lot of people here, man.
We've got the VR Realm, Lord Necton, Honosuri. Oh, that's nice. Fairs 69.
What's up, Salsa?
Yeah, I've got people. There's all sorts of things here. Serial deal. My PSVR has been collecting dust since the Quest come out. Fairs. Lord Necton. I'm starting this Firewall though. I had a great time on Firewall yesterday. Tracking worked out as well. That's what I mean. One day you can put the PlayStation on and your tracking's like, get out of it. And then the other time you come on and it just works, and I'm like, oh, okay, no worries. Can't really figure it out, to be honest with you, recently. People are saying PSVR version of Espire 1 is trash, but it will get sorted, guys. I'm certain it will be, especially if Tripwire behind it. I didn't know this, but someone said the other day that Killing Floor apparently didn't release with smooth turning. I didn't know that, and they implemented it quite shortly afterwards. And Killing Floor, to me, if you put that on now on a PSVR, it still visually looks fantastic. It is super sharp and it plays really well. The All Next in PSVR still going great, good. Yeah, I believe it is, man. I don't believe it is, but I don't know whether people are getting confused that because, like Nat said last week, Quest is trying to smash Christmas. There's no two ways about it. They are like push. Most videos I watch on social media are Quest adverts. I've seen them all the time. So yeah, they're obviously chucking their money in there. Do you know what I mean?
I hope they give us some. If the Quest has a successful Black Friday and a successful Christmas, I hope they give us some numbers because I want to see some numbers. I want to know that this is on the rise. You know what I mean? It is on the rise. But I'd like to see some numbers.
Nice.
They're not going to give us numbers.
Probably not, but.
Lord Necton, I'm getting a PC with the Quest Link cable when Half-Life comes out for sure. Yeah, we're just about to get onto Half-Life. Let's lead in from there. Thank you to everyone.
Quizzy Robot, thank you very much for the donation.
Oh, thank you. Cheers, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Quizzy.
Christopher Hart, thank you. Sony's making plans to keep PSVR going strong. Mate, I've got no doubt. I think, as I said, the fact that they've made the PSVR 1 compatible, or PSVR compatible, with PS5 already, they've said that out of the gate. I think it's going to be good stuff, man. I think it's going to be good stuff in the future.
Not only to add to what you just said, Gamertag, about the PlayStation VR, I think not only are we going to get great experiences from Sony, I think when the PS5 comes out, it's going to open the floodgates. All these PC games that we're getting right now, I think developers will probably be able to release them on all platforms at the same time because hopefully the PS5 will have enough power to be in the general ballpark of a PC.
Yeah, Yeah, no doubt.
Robert Dodge has asked, is Facebook Horizon beta early 2020? Yes, it is. You can sign up for it now. But yeah, the beta will be going live sometime in 2020.
But there's no, as far as I know, because some people have asked as well, you will have to have a Facebook account to do it, won't you?
Yes, yeah, this is actually a Facebook service. This is not an Oculus service.
Yeah.
So if you're somebody like me, even though I've signed up for it, I'm not too sure if I use it because I have issues with the amount of information that Facebook want to know about you.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
it.
like that.
I know some people don't want to play ball with that. So let's take a look at what I think we can agree is the VR title that is going to change virtual reality, I
Everything.
think, as we know.
I'm here. So what's the plan?
If we can get this weapon, what we're doing here could change things forever.
There's no straight shot to the vault. I'm gonna head inside, find a way out. Got it.
I'm with you every step of the way.
You're gonna need a gun! Don't worry, it's unloaded. It's unloaded now!
Combine chatter's really picking up. They know you're coming. You need to get out of here, now. Oh, God.
They've got Dad.
They're gonna find out what he knows, and then they're gonna kill him.
All this is my fault. I never told you. I couldn't. I'm so sorry, baby.
You will not save him. Alyx Vance alone cannot prevent his fate.
Close your eyes, honey!
Doesn't even need to do anything.
Sound now. So, right, okay. Well, I don't really know where to start, to be honest. I'm gonna let Lincoln go with this because he just said a couple of things there. Like he was like saying he's watched that a lot.
Wow. This might be the biggest mark of 2020, this game. And this game, it could come out mere days after Iron Man VR, because keep in mind that Iron Man VR comes out February 28th, and this is scheduled to come out in March 2020. I pray that it does not get delayed, but if it does, I understand. I can't tell you how many times I've watched this trailer, and hats off to Valve for letting Index owners get this game for free. So big shout out to Valve for this. So they can, get something for the $1,000 that they paid. But more than anything, more hats off to Valve for allowing this to come to all major headsets on PC.
Yeah.
Because they easily could have been stingy and not giving this to us.
If they'd have made it knuckle only compatible.
Yeah.
So
I am really, really excited about this game. I think this trailer, I think it probably shook the gaming community to its core, just VR and flat screen gamers, because I've been hearing some rumblings that, some flat screen gamers are a little bit disappointed that it's not coming to flat screen, to put it mildly.
Yeah.
But hey, I guess this is part of how exclusivity goes. This is a game that if you want to experience it, you have to dive into VR, but it's definitely an experience that I think you won't regret.
And I think
I am so excited for this.
I think it's something you're going to see more and more in the future as well. I think if you can get a Half-Life Alyx as a virtual reality only game, other developers are going to go, what? Like, there must be a market there. There must be a hell of a lot of money to be made, and it must be the future. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think's happening. Go on, then, Nat.
Exactly.
Well, I'm actually going to disagree with you on on that particular point, GT. The one thing that we've heard time and time again from everybody that's owned VR is, where is the true AAA game? And if you look at it from a basic standpoint, the finances aren't there. You cannot invest 60, 70 million pounds making a game to put it out on VR, because you're never going to get the return. There is one company that can make a $70 million, $70 million game and eat the cost, and that is Valve. And that is why we're getting Half-Life Alyx. This is a pure, brand new Half-Life game. This is AAA across the board. Top quality voice acting, story, physics. The thing that I'm really excited about is the guys at Valve wanted to make this, and I've always been an advocate of that. Let the developers make what they want to make. If they want to make a VR game, let them make a VR game. If they want to make a flat screen game, let them make a flat screen game. This is the passion that the Valve team have. This changes everything. The one complaint I have seen from VR is the price. Listen, if you want VR to be taken seriously, you have to have games that are the same price as a normal VR, as a normal flat screen game.
Agreed.
So there is nothing to and when you look at this, it looks unbelievable. This is going to be the benchmark. This is in my opinion, this is the first true AAA game. There's games that look good, like Lone Echo and Asgard's Wrath and Stormland. They got nothing on this because they aren't going to have the amount of money, the quality of, and the amount of developers that have been working on this game. This has literally had all of Valve working on it. This is, if this had come out and it'd been Half-Life 3, no one would have batted an eyelid. But it's Half-Life Alyx, and it's coming out for VR. This is a game changer across the board. And I agree with Lincoln. Kudos to Valve. Gabe Newell is a man of his word. He's always been about open platforms. He's made the game that is going to be, playable on every single, Steam VR headset. Obviously, there's going to be certain elements of the Valve Index that are going to be taken advantage of in terms of the wider field of view, the Knuckles controllers. I get that. I think everyone gets that. But I don't think you're going to have a lesser experience because you're playing it on the Oculus Rift or HTC Vive. God, it's coming on the Windows mixed reality headset. Hardly anything mentions that anymore, and that did. And they even put on the Half-Life website, Oculus Quest via Quest Link. So yeah, this is completely game changing. And like I say, I don't see any developer out there that could have done this except maybe Epic Games. So if you wanted Fortnite in VR, yeah, great. They're the only other company that could have eaten the cost.
See, I don't know, man. I think that when I saw this game, it made me want an Index. It made me want the Knuckles. Do you know what I mean? I think it is going to be a case, and they know it, that the best way to play it will be on the Index, and will be with the Knuckles. And I think that's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think. Obviously, that's what I think they hope as well, is that people go, I want that Index. I want that particular headset. So I don't know. So someone's put in the chat here. Yeah. So a big deal obviously has also kicked off about the Source 2 engine as well, because obviously that makes I remember loads of mods and stuff using that. So yeah, Half-Life uses Source 2 engine, which means mods rejoice. Mods will be able to tweak the engine. I think Honosuri also mentioned that as well. The big thing is they make the game engine available so we can get even more games looking as good as Half-Life Alyx. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a monumental week really, and Half-Life was like, that trailer, like you guys are saying, blew my mind. Like, made me so happy that everyone on this channel, on everyone's channel, you're all investors in technology, and you've gone through years of people saying it's dying, it's dead, it's not going to go anywhere, the games aren't there. Do you know, all that stuff, all that clickbait, all that crap. And all along, like that time you went in your headset and you were like, whatever headset it was, and went, "Do you know, this is the future." That's what happens to all of us. Is that you get in virtual reality and you go, yeah, this is next. This is what's next. This is where it's going to be, and you firmly believe it, and you spend money doing that. And I'm sure that's what happened to Lincoln, wasn't it? Pretty much, you basically tried it, and you were like, dude, this is it. This is what's the future.
Yeah, definitely. If this game here, this is the game. Because the way things are sitting right now, the graphics on AAA flat screen games is miles ahead of VR games for the most part. You know, the graphics between a $20 VR game and a $60 AAA game is just worlds apart on the graphics. And this Half-Life game looks so good that if I didn't know that the announcement was coming, I would not have known that this was a VR game. That's just how good it looked. And that is the game to me to let everybody know, you know, VR just kicked this foot through the door and just kicked the whole door down and just let everybody know VR is here.
Yeah,
Get
absolutely.
used to it. There's going to be more of this coming.
Yeah.
And if Valve continues to put out games like this, hey, sign me up. I'll be getting a Valve Index. I don't know when, but I'll put it on my wish list.
That's the thing. Like when I played Stormlands yesterday, towards the end of that stream, like I think Stormlands and Asgard, Lone Echo's very close, but I think those two are the highest quality games visually I've seen in virtual reality. And I think Half-Life is actually maybe a little bit above that. So I think the quality's there already, but they haven't got the name. They're new IPs. No one knows them. Do you know what I mean? That, you know, you've got to be in a circle almost to find out about it. And when they slam Half-Life on the table, people around the whole, all communities of gaming are talking about it. There's no, I haven't even looked on like Google Trends. I bet the searches of Half-Life and all the things, it's just skyrocketed, man. It must have. Remember someone said something about Angry Joe done a video. I don't know if anyone...
I mean, I watched a lot of people that were talking about it. Young Ye was positive. Rich from Review Tech USA was positive. Guys from Layman Gaming were positive. The issue I've got with Angry Joe isn't actually a thing, because when he actually watches the video, he's blown away by it. He's like, wow, wow, wow. The issue I've got with Angry Joe's reaction or view of it is and to be honest, I think he was a bit stupid by saying this, is he turned around and he said, I only watched this trailer because I wanted to shit on it.
Yeah.
He wanted to shit. And that's just like, okay, so you're going in with a preconceived notion that you're already going to crap all over it because it's in VR. That's the wrong attitude to have. You should at least have especially when you've got a reach like he has of over 3 million people, you should at least be open to sort of say, okay, I've got no idea on this, but let's watch this trailer. Let's see if it's going to make me want to, go into VR.
But, you know, as VR continues to evolve, the people that's on the other side of the fence that's not on board on VR yet, I believe everybody has that one game that they love so much that if it were to come to VR, they would be curious about it and might want to take that leap.
Yeah.
And as far as Young Ye goes, he was upset that Iron Man VR was a VR game. He thought that they were going to get another follow-up game after the Spider-Man game, and when he learned that it was VR, he was upset. And to me, that spoke to how good Iron Man might be, that people are upset that they won't be able to play it unless it's in VR.
Even the modding scene, though. I know some people got in VR because of Alien Isolation in VR. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a mod, you know?
Well, this is the thing, isn't it, with Half-Life Alyx. It isn't just, okay, we're getting Half-Life Alyx, and I don't know if Reggie Strange is in the chat, but I'd love to get his thoughts. What Valve are doing is they're giving you all the modding tools. They're giving you the level designer tools for Source. So if you, or for the Source 2 engine. So if you look at what they did with Half-Life and Half-Life 2, the games that we got from those engines were Counter-Strike, Portal, Team Fortress. We got those games. So what the hell are we going to get when people get hold of the engine that Half-Life Alyx is running on to come up with brand new games? So I think if you're like a developer, that must be like manna from heaven. It must be like, okay, I've already got a full set VR engine here. What can I build with it?
Yeah.
That must be so cool.
Yeah.
Because you know how good that engine is.
And it's going to give this game years of playability, because I'm starting to see that in VR, the games that allow mods stay alive. I mean, Pavlov is still popular. My son plays VR chat so much that I'm like, how is this game free?
That is amazing, though. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
He spends hours playing VR chat and Pavlov, and there's content being added to Pavlov, it seems like almost every day, so obviously to me that's what will keep your VR game alive, because Onward got on board with it, and they have allowed mods on the Onward game, which to me, I haven't been back to the game since, but just the simple fact that they allowed it, at some point I will go back to the game. They must have saw the success that Pavlov is having from the mods, that's keeping the game alive, and they got on board with it. So same thing here with Half-Life, and you're getting a quality AAA game like that, and they're going to allow mods. This game it could last for God knows how many years.
Yeah, man. I mean, guys, let me know if you want to watch that trailer again together. I don't mind, because it is a fantastic trailer. There's no two ways about it. It is probably the most exciting trailer I think we've had in a long. Stormlands was there for me. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love that trailer in Stormlands, and that's what I was saying about new IPs. There's definitely a sense of history and nostalgia with this. The sounds when she's got her hand in and she's getting her health back while shooting them at the same time. That particular moment for me blew my mind, dude. I was like, oh my god, that is fantastic. Play it again.
Half-Life game.
What?
I have never played a Half-Life game.
Well, when the end of the show comes, man, you got to finish them both, yeah?
What?
Yeah. No worries. You're not allowed back on until you finish them both.
It was when somebody in the chat was asking me if I'm going to have Asgard's Wrath done by the time Half-Life comes out.
Oh.
I really would like to say so, but oh my goodness. The life that I'm living right now, work and my obligations outside of work, I'm good. I want to say yes, but I just don't know. But I'll probably say that when Half-Life Alyx comes out, everything else is going to come to a screeching halt. Doesn't matter where I'm at in it.
Yeah, you know.
Even Iron Man. I don't know. Iron Man might, get used during grave shift hours or something, graveyard hours. In drip feed. Iron Man.
Drip feed.
Yeah, because Half-Life is taking center stage.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I've never played Half-Life 1. I've played Half-Life 2 and Episode 1 and Episode 2, but I've never played Half-Life, the original Half-Life.
Yeah, you can get that in VR, can't you, on Oculus Quest? I've played it a couple of times.
I own it on Steam. I bought it on Steam sale, so it's just a case I just need to play that game. But I got the orange box to get... I actually got the orange box for Portal more than anything.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh well, Half-Life 2, I'll give that a try, and really, I really enjoyed that. So, but if you actually look at the people that are most excited about Half-Life, and you look at the age demographic, because I talked to someone at work and I was like, my God, did you see the Half-Life Alyx trailer? And he just turned around and he goes, what's Half-Life? He's like 21.
Oh, right.
I was like, you're kidding me, right? And he's like, no. Is it a game? And I was like, yeah. It's one of the most revered games of all time. He's like, oh, I should look at the trailer then, I suppose. It's like, yes, you should. But the people that have kind of grown up with Half-Life, they're the people that have got the disposable income. They're the people that can buy a PC. They're the people that can buy a VR headset. So I agree that there will be an increase in headsets. The one thing I will most probably say I'll guarantee is Valve ain't gonna make a profit on this game. I honestly don't think they're gonna make a profit on this game. But I don't think it's about profit. I think for Valve, this is about moving gaming forward. It is a combination of game, technology, and everything else. But if that, I mean, let's be honest, Half-Life, somebody can check in the chat how much Half-Life 2 cost. You know, increase that by a considerable number. Like I say, I'd be surprised if this game doesn't cost somewhere between $60 and $100 million to make.
I think it will make the money though, because I think they sell over time. Like you was just saying as well. They end up going to the orange box, and I think I had the orange box. I think I had it on Xbox 360. That's a whole. Like I bought a PC for Half-Life 2, like a brand new PC. I bought whatever specs they developed the game with or something. I bought that graphics card, everything that I needed to play it on whatever it was, ultra settings. Thank you very much for the donation, Shats. Cheers, my friend. Thank you very much.
Out.
Yeah, man. And then I played it. I played it again later on.
Over a long period of time, they could do.
Yeah.
But I'm talking, if you sort of like look at something like Call of Duty, God of War, Spider-Man, those sort of games, they make a profit very, very quickly for the company. It's not a long-term sell, and it'll always make money. Like Horizon Zero Dawn made a ton of money for Sony, and it made a ton of money early for Sony. But there isn't too many companies out there. Like, let's be honest. You know, me and Lincoln have debated, and so have you, GT, about a Call of Duty VR game. We're all like, oh my god, could you imagine a full-blown Call of Duty VR game?
Yeah.
Are you honestly telling me that Activision would put that money in to make a Call of Duty VR
look,
game?
Activision might not do, but then look at Medal of Honor. Look at Medal of Honor. Who knew that was going to happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's massive. That's huge.
People like Activision and EA are not going to get on board with VR until they see that there's a gold mine for it. They're letting everybody else, in my opinion, I hate to put it this way, they're letting everybody else pioneer this format, and then they're going to get on board once somebody strikes gold.
But there's also a turning point when it comes to development. Because what they don't want to do, right, is go into VR and not know how to develop a game for it. When I was at EGX, and I think Nat was there, we was listening to those guys, their meeting, they were basically saying, all right, they're not, and they obviously make flat games as well, yeah? They might not be making a profit straight away, but what they're doing is they are making money, they're getting their name out there in the VR market. Look at Survios, look at other things that you now class as top-tier VR developers. They're at the beginning. So what happens is everyone looks that way. Everyone goes, oh, who's going to make that? Who's the big names? Do you know what I mean? So there's a problem of sitting back. If you sit back too long, you might miss that. You might, you know.
I'll take an opposite viewpoint.
Yeah.
Because Activision and EA. Well, we know EA have got an exploratory team looking at VR. Because they've come out and they've said that. But what's the one thing that EA and Activision always do, if they need to? They buy a studio. So Survios at the moment, as you say, are a top tier VR studio. So what's going to happen is EA and Activision will just come along to Survios and say, you're a top tier VR developer. We want you making games for us. How much to buy your studio and your team? Because they've done it so often, unfortunately, wreck the teams that they usually buy.
I think something else is to consider is when the PS5 comes out, maybe Activision will take a closer look at VR then, because we know that the PS5 is going to be a successful console. And with the rumored power that it's going to have, that could help them cast this net as wide as possible if they do decide to dip into VR, and which could help maximize the profits, which we know that is what they're about. I think right now, if they were to, come out with a some kind of Call of Duty game for VR, it would flop terribly because the gap is just too big between PC and the PS4 in terms of specs.
VTIDS VR. He said big companies can also afford to bring in external devs. Yeah, just like you're saying that. It don't matter. They can just walk in and go, we've got loads of money, we'll have you lot. Blam Crotch says Rockstar already have been checking out VR development, only a matter of time. Who else have we got? Boy Brown said if Survios, I think basically he's saying if Survios is a top tier company, then we're screwed. So yeah.
Well, he's most probably in the same situation. That I appreciate how good Survios are as a developer. I just don't like their games.
Yeah, I think I think a lot of their games. I mean, one of my favourite ones actually of all they've done is Sprint Vector. I thought that was really good, just for the multiplayer aspect and the physical aspect.
Reggie's in the chat. He's most probably going, well, look, I'm a good developer. But I'll take money from EA and Activision. I'll make you Call of Duty game.
That's it, man.
Actually, I tell you what, Reggie most probably could. He could most probably head up their team and make a decent Call of Duty game.
Robert Dodge says, we know Sony already bought Insomniac or nabbed their talent. And there's a part of me that feels like part of the reason why Sony bought Insomniac is so they can have them make VR games as well. Because obviously Stormland showed that they have talent on both flat screen and VR games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whatever. I mean, all I'm saying is maybe what I said probably goes towards more indie developers, I guess the smaller studios. They wanted to be part of the scene now while it's still growing, while there's traction to be made, than be left behind and truly always remain an indie developer instead of having the chance to really shine. So let's quickly jump back into that trailer. I think it does deserve one more round of applause almost, and then we'll crack on with the show.
I'm here. So what's the plan?
If we can get this weapon, what we're doing here could change things forever.
There's no straight shot to the vault. I'm gonna head inside, find a way out. Got it.
I'm with you every step of the way.
You're gonna need a gun. Don't worry, it's unloaded. It's unloaded now.
Combine channel's really picking up. They know you're coming. You need to get out of here, now. Oh, God.
They've got Dad.
They're gonna find out what he knows, and then they're gonna kill him.
All this is my fault. I never told you. I couldn't. I'm so sorry, baby.
You will not save him. Alyx Vance alone cannot prevent his fate.
Close your eyes, honey.
Yeah, man. That is bloody breathtaking. Techmaster, what do you think? When will we have nerve gear? Hint the device from Sword Art Online at easier. I don't even know what that is, mate, and I'll be absolutely honest with you. I'd love to pretend I do. Does anyone know what that is?
No, never heard of it.
I know Sword Art Online is a players playing virtual reality, and they kind of get trapped in the game. And if they die in the game, they die in real life. That's all I really know about that.
Might give that a pass for a little while. You know, if there's a a cheat where you don't die, I'll play it for a little while and see how it goes. Right, where are we now? So let's talk about quickly. Do some. Oh my God, I missed our jingle, guys. I missed a bloody thing. Do you know? I'm gonna play it anyway.
Jingle?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I just wanted to... That's not what I was... Yeah, I got the news jingle. Anyway. Uploads Holiday VR Showcase will be Wednesday, November 27th. 9 AM PT, 12 PM ET and 5 PM GMT. They will have exclusive footage of Radial G Proteus, Budget Cuts 2, a developer walkthrough of Sentenced, and the first Oculus Rift footage of Phantom Covert Ops, because we've all only seen that, I think, and I believe the first trailer was Quest footage only.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting times, man. Like Sentence, actually I've never even heard of that game till I saw this announcement. I have got a trailer. If you guys want to jump into that in a little while, we'll have a look at that. I've played Budget Cuts 2 at Gamescom. Really enjoyed it. Apart from that's when I got to use the Vive TV controllers, whatever they are. And then yeah, and last week we had an exclusive trailer for Radial G Proteus, which was pretty cool. So yeah, it's going to be a great show. I'm going to do a watch along. I don't know if you guys are. You doing a watch along at all?
I'll be at work.
It'd be. Let me go back. 5 p.m. our time.
Most probably not.
Lincoln, it was 12 p.m. ET and 9 a.m. PT.
Yeah, I'll be at work.
Oh no, actually, I might be able to do it because it's Wednesday and they've given me Wednesday off from work because I've got to work Saturday and Sunday.
Nice, there you go.
What do you mean nice? I don't want to work Saturday and Sunday.
No, so let's quickly talk about Golem. Golem is now just, as I said, apologies, I haven't had much sleep if my words are all like blah. Let's talk about Golem anyway quickly. Nat, did you get back to trying this again? Did you get back to playing
No, because it made me ill the second time I played it. Obviously, the first time I played it, like I say, it went crazy. Second time it made me ill.
Yeah.
So I contacted Perp because they were kind enough to provide me with the code for the game, and I said, I explained my situation. And I was told that Highwire are aware that there are some issues for certain people and that the patch is coming. So to be honest, I've been waiting for a patch, and the patch went live late last night or it went live today. But the thing that I'm kind of excited about, and I've had a few people already reply to me in my video about PlayStation VR News, is that it's going to use the Navi controller.
Yeah.
The old Navi controller with PS3, and I've had a couple of people already reply saying that they've tried it with the Navi controller and it is a massive, massive improvement. So I will be playing it again this coming week
with the Navi controller.
With the Navi controller,
yeah.
And hopefully my experience will be better because I really want to like this game.
And you should, and I think you will. Actually, I think you will. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I like exploration and adventure and action and this sort of stuff. So it does seem my sort of game. It does have quality guys. So it's kind of like Arizona Sunshine. There is a tinge of disappointment that it didn't work from the outset, but I'm willing to give it a little bit of time to let them sort themselves out.
The Navi, can I stop you for a second? The Navi controller, are you referring to the Navi controller from the PS3?
Yes.
Yeah. That is the reaction of everyone who first ever hears that, because I think the first game that done it on PSVR was Dream Match Tennis.
Yeah.
Suddenly.
Only game.
No, I mean, sorry for acting shocked, but now that I'm looking at this, why did Sony use this in the first place instead of the current Move controllers? If they were going to use old technology to integrate with this VR headset.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that
some
other developers go back and utilise it.
I don't know. Like, what the hell, man? Oh, he's crying. Bless him. It's emotional. It's an emotional time for him. So let's quickly go over these notes. Support the nav controller, direct movement and control with a stick. If you don't have a nav controller, well, that's fine. You can use the left stick on your DualShock. They've got the allow option to disable adaptive turning. If adaptive turning isn't for you, there is now an option to disable it and rely exclusively on the quick turn buttons. There is also an option for very slow adaptive turning, which in our tests allow players to comfortably explore the world but still make small adjustments in combat. Foot focus friendly incline controls. One of the biggest challenges of tuning the incline controls was guiding players towards their optimal use. We found that some segment of players interpreted lean forward to mean look down. Did you?
No.
Did they? Wait, who done that? Who went, well, I've got to walk forward? I don't know, okay. Like, I don't know anyone who did that. That just sounds like BS to me, man. I don't know where they got that from. Unless they just take it to like an old people's home. Do you know what I mean? And a load of old people, they put them in headsets and go, right, what are you going to do then? What you need to do is lean forward. Yeah, so anyway, apparently staring your feet is not the way forward. What else we got? Quick turn options. Select from more angles. I have not seen a message for smooth turning as yet. That's what I wanted. They've also done some other stuff. Bug fixes coming later on, and there's more stuff to come. So, yeah, apparently now you will be able to walk forward. They fell asleep, yeah. You'll be able to walk forward and basically look another direction. Personally, in VR, I like to do that. I don't like to, I like to walk forward, but turn to my left and right and look around in a game. And to be fair, Golem is a beautiful game. And just to look at stuff doesn't mean I don't want to stop and have a look around. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not someone who just walks around and goes, you know what? Let's have a good look around at this. You know, I'm like, yeah, let's keep moving. Yeah, it looks brilliant. I'm like that when I play a game. I don't really want to just stop and look around sometimes, which you have to do in Golem if you want to appreciate the graphics of it.
That's
so,
the first thing I do in a game is look at the environment before I start playing.
I love to see that sometimes you miss the work that they've put into it, you know? So, and Boy Brown's just confirmed that as well. No smooth turning yet in Golem. Farty says new retro arcade neon is 33% off. Thank you very much, Fartist, for that. What else? He put another comment in here and I wanted to say it, but I don't know who it was. My nav controller's battery is no good. It won't charge. TGK, I'm pretty sure you can pick them up very cheap. Nav controllers, like I think I've seen in my local second-hand store for maybe £5. I think. Does anyone know how much they retail for? Where do they? How much?
I don't know. Probably less than that.
Yeah, I don't know where you're from, man, but
UK.
UK, yeah. So CEX, I think, have them. I've seen them in there. I remember going in there once and they had a bucket full of them because when I played PSVR in April 2016, I got my Move controllers for £5 each at CEX because I knew as soon as they said they were going to use Move controllers, those prices are going to rocket. But the nav controllers have always stayed the same because obviously there's only the odd game that uses it. But yeah, apart from that, what else we've got to talk about?
£8.
£8. There you go. Nice. Next game I wanted to bring up, we can quickly cover, is Arizona Sunshine is now dated for Oculus Quest as December 5th. You looking forward to this, Nat?
Yeah, I am. Whether I buy it or not, honestly, will come down to the PC side because obviously I will most probably have my desktop by then. So the price is okay. It's on. It's got a 10% offer. It's normally $29.99. I think if you order it before December the 2nd, you get it for $26.99. But honestly, I want Stormlands. To be honest, the first VR game I'm going to be playing is the Lab. I really want to play the Lab. Yeah. Especially now with the Half-Life announcement as well, because there's going to be things in the Lab that are going to translate to Half-Life Alyx. But yeah, I am looking forward to Arizona Sunshine. I've been very vocal in my enjoyment of that game, especially in co-op. Hopefully they don't fix the walking because the walking terribly is half the fun of watching your co-op partner's legs go like this.
Oh mate, I hope they don't fix the walking.
It's just so funny to do that. So
yeah, it's fantastic.
But as you said, in terms of Contagion, it's still, I think, the best zombie shooter out there. Where you just kill zombies because it's fun to kill zombies.
It is fun to kill zombies. You cannot feel guilty about doing that. What about you, Lincoln? What's your experience with Arizona Sunshine? On what platforms?
I have it on the PlayStation VR. I caught it on sale for $15. Mm-hmm. That was the magic price for me. Yeah. I think it's a good game, but I don't feel like it was worth $40. So as far as the Quest version goes, I'm certainly not going to pay $40 for it because that money can be used to buy Stormland. And that's probably what I'm going to end up doing this week is picking up Stormland. But yes, I am curious about Arizona Sunshine on the Quest.
Yeah, I am, man.
If they sell it for $20 or less, then I might pick it up.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, dude. And yeah, I think this is another thing as well. Arizona Sunshine is not including the DLC as they need to work on the main game, says Boy Brown. And then he's added, yeah, right.
And it's not cross-buy either. That's something else to keep in mind.
Yeah. Boy Brown, do you know what? Funny enough, I just thought of that Boy Brown, that game. Drop Dead. I know Drop Dead 2 is a different type of game, but how does it compare to Arizona Sunshine? I would say that Drop Dead 2 is more of a House of the Dead kind of experience. I personally really like Drop Dead 2 because of that. It feels very arcadey and good fun. Arizona has definitely got more freedom. I don't know. How do I put? Yeah, I would just say like Drop Dead's more arcadey. That's what it feels like. And if you like that, and you know, like the reloading and the sounds and stuff, it feels that way. In fact, that was the first game I done my. Everyone was doing outside videos with the Quest, and that was my one. It was Drop Dead. I done it in the woods. So yeah.
And that game is cross-buy.
In that game's cross-buy. Yeah, I haven't played it on the PC. I bet it's really good on the PC as well, actually, because I mean the graphics are good on the Quest. I bet it's very good in the PC. It's a great time.
I tried it the day that I picked it up. That was a while ago, but offhand, they look kind of close.
Yeah. Oh, cool, man. Cool. Yeah, so back to any notes. So yeah, that's coming to December 5th. Very much looking excited for that. I will jump on, probably do some co-op with whoever is around on the Quest. And I think that brings us up to the Oculus Link software. So, as we said, we spoke about the Oculus Link with Kaz, who had tried it, because it was nice to get someone on the show to talk about their real experiences with it, because we were hypothetical all the time, talking about it and what we expected. And she told us it was good. I know for some personal chats now it's out. They actually said it is better than what it was at OC6. So that was interesting. Lincoln, have you tried it out yet? The software?
No, I mean, honestly, I have no reason to try it because I have a Rift S and I bought my son a Rift S.
Yeah.
So there's no reason for me to try it, but I was still curious, and I watched your video and followed the link for the cable, and I think it was only a few bucks, but it was I think like a 3 or 6 foot cable.
It sold out.
So yeah, so that's got to speak to you about how many people were looking forward to this, because I went to Amazon and I found a 10-foot cable for 13 bucks. I put it in the cart and I was going to come back and buy it later. I came back to the cart the next day and it was gone. It was unavailable. So that is telling you just how much people were looking forward to this Link cable. So I'm not going to get a cable. I'm not going to buy a cable until I can get something that's 10 feet or longer, because I'm not going to go with a 3-foot cable and then have to buy an extension cable after that, because I don't want to start piecing together a Frankenstein hookup. I just want, one cable. Yeah.
Well, Mike in the chat has just said he's tested and used a 26-foot one.
Whoa.
So, yeah, I mean,
how much that cable cost?
Well, who knows, man? But I mean, as I said, I've had a 3 meter plus, so I've had 5 meter working. And just to let anyone know, like, I think the Link software is absolutely fantastic. I really do. It went well above what I expected. I said this in my video, and I hope everyone knows that even though I don't swear and stuff, I don't lie. I try not to like say anything that should offend people. But I was like in home, and I thought, right, I'm gonna like press live streaming and stuff, and I was like, I'm definitely in the Quest. I'm definitely in the Quest. That's what happened, because I couldn't believe how good it was. There is a lack of detail in far off distances. There is, for me, in certain games, like artifacts to some graphics. Until You Fall, for some reason, was probably the biggest example for that. If you want to go see that video where all the purples looked a little bit blotchy and stuff. But overall, it is fantastic. And considering it's in a beta, it's like, wow, do you know what I mean? And then obviously they then put up that they updated the desktop Oculus desktop, which ruined it for everyone, and they had to turn off the public test channel tab to get it to run. And yeah, the other thing, latency, man, like the longer the cable, the more potential for latency, I'm being told. And he said, no, there is no latency. So yeah, like, guys, you're all part of the community. Jump in the Discord, let people know what you get in, how it's working. You can even put little videos in there, or what you could do is send me the video and I'll put it as an unlisted video on my channel if you want to show someone something in the Discord. We can do that. That's easy enough, and they can just access it from there. So yeah, and even I noticed some people wanted to share some pictures of their setups which is pretty cool. If you want to do that, do that. Do you know what I mean? We've got different roles. We've got Quest contenders, PSVR contenders, and PCVR contenders. So when someone's looking for a game or they want some advice on a game, they just at Quest contenders, and then only people who have the Oculus Quest is notified and things of that sort. So yeah, it's looking awesome. I am literally done with that. So Mike's put cable creation. Oh, cable creation are the people who done my 2-meter link. They are. It's the same people. Anyone found a powered USB extension work better than a non-powered one? About the same. He was so stoked to see it. Well, yeah, I bet you were, dude. That's great. I have it wired to my ceiling. What about a pulley system? Have you got a pulley system going, Mike? Because I think that would work really well. Funny enough, where are the crap grips that I tried? Kiwi do a pulley system on Amazon. They've offered it. Oh, you got a pulley system X, and I say they offered me a pulley system, but to be honest, I think Mrs. GT will go absolutely mental as I've got that green screen screwed into the ceiling, and that was, you know, I think that's enough at the moment. So yeah, I'm hoping that Virtuality just pulls its socks up and goes wireless as quick as possible. That'd be great. So what's Salsa put in here that everyone's gone, seriously? Why is that? As far as I can tell. Where are we looking? What are we looking at? What's Salsa wrote?
All right, Mike. We'll catch you later. Mick McLaughlin. We'll catch you later.
Oh, see you later, Mick. Have a good one at work, mate. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you for all your likes, guys, as well. Thank you for all your donations. Thank you for all your comments. Thanks for being here. We always appreciate it. I don't know what Salsa's put. I can't find it. He's added Salsa, but I can't see it. Unless the chat's moved so fast that... Oh, yeah. Robinson, I'm a big techie, one of the group, but Pimax... Oh, right, okay, no worries. I think that's what he's saying. Is that what he's saying? Blam Crotch. I tried a 1 meter USB thing and with a good... And it didn't work. Yeah, man, there's... There's one particular part of this cable that is important to make it to work. It's not any cable that'll work. Some of the guys I know that are real tech heads didn't get it to work. They had like 6 or 7 cables and they thought of these specs they needed and they couldn't get it to work. I was just really lucky and I just took it like it was just a chance actually. I had exactly the cable that they recommended, Oculus, and I'd bought it just to plug in my USB camera for live streaming. And everyone was talking about it and I was thinking, oh man, I'd love to try that. And I plugged it in and I was like, holy... It works. Do you know what I mean? I was like, wow. So that was really cool. And Nat, you're gonna have your mind blown, dude. Honestly, like.
Well, I've ordered the cable. There's only one slight issue. It doesn't turn up until December the 9th.
There's other cables. I've got a 3 meter. I'll test it after this. I've got a 3 meter Amazon Basics to test, and I've heard that works really well. So if you want, we could try that. I'll try that after the this. Yeah, and see if that works. I'll go and get it. So yeah, unless you guys got anything to add to today's show?
No, I'm just really looking forward to it. Just talk about quickly.
Perp
games.
Perp.
Oh, and also I do because I know Reg is in the chat. Just to let everyone know that Honor and Duty D-Day. Is it All Out War Edition is coming at the end of the week, which includes Honor and Duty Arcade Edition, Honor and Duty D-Day, the new single player campaign, and somebody said yesterday it was £20, which is an insane value.
Yeah.
And he's also updated all the graphics, so that's really cool. So thank you, Reggie, and I'm really looking forward to playing that.
I'll tell you what we're going to add quickly. We're going to talk about Sentenced. I think you should see this trailer. I found the whole idea of the game very interesting. So Blam Crutch has said the 3 meter cable works for him perfectly. And that's what I got told. That's why I bought one. Because Mrs. GT was like, why are you buying another cable exactly the same size? And I was like, because I need to test it. But then it seemed to just spread that it was readily available because it's an Amazon Basic cable. Do you know what I mean? They're going to have a lot of them in stock. But yeah, I think that would be the way of going. So let's take a quick look at this trailer for Sentenced, and there's going to be some gameplay from upload on Wednesday.
Welcome, Executioner. I see you've arrived safe and sound. As expected, law and order thrive here, as you'll soon witness firsthand. Although the name Executioner is hated by many, and perceived as an inhuman, bloody, and tyrannical office, in truth, one does not sin if they act on orders, out of justice as God's servant. On the scaffold, our foremost concern is to deliver a good death for our poor sinner. We are not butchers. Public execution is a divine theater of justice and redemption. After the poor sinner has spoken their last, I shall give the signal, and you will strike the neck from behind, chopping off the head with a single graceful blow. Know that by taking this position, you must carry out every command I give you, without question. Absolute obedience is required. We are but humble servants of the law. Ours is the sentence to execute.
What is everyone's reaction to that? I was like, when I saw that, I was like, really? Like, are we actually doing this? Like, so what we got? We got our Grambo, weird. Christopher Hart says, yes, the head's falling off. Blam Crutch, man, the graphics are looking better than Half-Life Alyx. Mate, you must have seen a different trailer to me. Boy Brown, wow, this looks different. Exactly, and that's awful. I think that's part of the idea, isn't it? That, as the guy said in the trailer, it's not something you're doing that you'll be punished for. Like, they're saying, you know, like, whatever it is, religion, they're saying that if you sign this, yeah, you're doing it on behalf of someone else. You're not the person who's going to get punished for taking that life. So, I just thought the whole premise was different, you know, and weird. So, exactly, yeah, Shats, there we go. Look, that's not something I ever thought about doing in VR. Mate, I think I've tried to do it in a couple of games. Do you know what I mean? Not necessarily in that sense, though. There's something quite, I don't know, not chilling. I don't know. There's just something weird about it. And the graphical style as well. It, you know, it's, the fact everything's quite white. What is it? There's three colours, isn't there? White, bright pink, and blue.
That's my biggest issue with the game is no color.
But I think it's an art style. I think they're trying to... So when you cut that head off, yeah, and you've got the pink on the blue sword, it's trying to make that stand out to you. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I think. I think they're trying to really get under your skin a bit. I don't know. You know.
It's not the colors that they use. I just think they don't have enough color in the game.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, man.
Well, so when I first saw it...
See that, Tantrum?
When I first saw it, I was put off because of the lack of color in the game. But then when the game, once I saw the trailer and the game is forcing you to make moral decisions, then I was like, oh. You know, like
yeah,
Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the scene where they shot up the airport. I didn't shoot the airport up. I just walked with the guys that were shooting up the airport. I didn't do it because I didn't know if I was going to get penalized in the game or something like that. And it felt weird, you know, lighting up an airport full of innocent people. So
yeah.
Here, this game makes you make moral decisions. And I guess whether I execute someone or not depends on the crime that they being executed for.
Have you seen what Game Legends put Chopper Simulator? You need to be able to paste politicians' heads in the game.
Who's to say that if they allow mods in the game, who's to say that they won't allow that?
Mate,
so you'll probably see Trump and any other president's heads all over the place on this game.
I was just going to say, man, I mean, the first video on YouTube is clickbait, man. I chopped off Donald Trump's head in virtual reality, and people are go, what the hell is this? Do you know what I mean? So, right, guys. Unless anyone's got any more to add to this show today, Nat, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. We'll have obviously a lot of stuff to talk about next week as well. I mean, the one thing I will say is Oculus Quest definitely wants to make sure that you're not buying anything except Oculus Quest games going into Christmas, because the amount of games that they are releasing is insane. I've never seen anything like it. It's nuts.
Questmas.
Before we go,
Yes.
Ham is making a good point. He said, man, they would ban VR games straight away. What if this game explodes? What if this game takes off like wildfire and it grabs the attentions of the media?
What do you
Then
mean?
Fox to say you're sick.
Because of the moral decision? But, I mean, it's weird, isn't it? Like, you said to someone, like, oh yeah, in this game you chop someone's head off. They go, oh man, that's vile. But yet, people who sit down and play Call of Duty every day, they'd be throwing knives in people's chests, shooting hundreds of people in any one particular game. So, it's, I don't know.
Yeah, but see, Call of Duty, the enemies are automatically the bad guys.
I love the way you say
here
duty.
because of a game like this, and you're forced to make a moral decision. We definitely, we live in a world where there's no presumption of innocence. You're pretty much guilty until proven innocent. So my mind would start, the wheels would start spinning. Okay, this person doesn't look like they were still, they might have been in the wrong place at the wrong time. They were accused of something they didn't do. How would that wear on your mind, especially if the game, you chop somebody's head off and then after you execute them, it revealed that they didn't actually commit the crime?
Oh. Well, I guess you'd hope the trial was done well, do you know what I mean? And the judge was legit. You know what I mean? That's all I can think of. But yeah, if you guys are good, Lincoln, you happy?
Yeah, I'm good. Time for some dinner, and then I'm going to jump back to Espire 1 on the Quest.
Nice. And I am going to visit the inside of my eyelids and check for any holes or wear and tear. So, yeah, guys, thank you ever so much for being here this week. I really appreciate it. I know we do. Please remember to check out Nat from 7 Degrees of Gaming, Lincoln Clay from Lincoln Clay 670. And even though Sousa's not with us, there is a good picture of him in the top left. He's got a great channel as well. And yeah, I'm going to put links to their channels in the description and stuff. But thank you ever so much again. Thanks to all the patrons, thanks to all the members. You keep everything going. So yeah, no doubt we'll all see you in the week in some way or another. Look after yourselves. Take care, guys.
Bye.
See you next time.
Deuces.